Fans, and welcome to tonight's matchup between the Muncie Burris Owls versus the Westfield Shamrocks. Be an interesting matchup. Owls are currently 16-7 on the season, and coming off kind of a disappointing weekend, going 1-2 at the the Ben Davis tournament. Westfield is currently 9-10.
And now, for the team introductions. First, for the team appearing as a guest on the scoreboard.
And a little bit about the stats. Looking at the Shamrocks, they're led by McAfee in kills with 156 on the season, followed by Weber with 117, and Daphne with 110. For our serving, two leaders are Medway with 36 aces on the year, followed closely by Daphne with 34. Blocking, Montel leads the team with 41 blocks, and 31 is what McAfee has. As far as defensive, Heinemann is their specialist with 207 digs on the year, followed by Weber with 131, and their setter, Snickery, has 294 assists on the year. As for the Owls, they're led by Michael Ivey. She has 281 kills on the season, and is at a 4.42 percentage kill. Both have her fifth in 3A. Second is Annie Elvin with 139, and hopefully Morrison will get her 100th kill of the season, as she currently has 99. For serving, the Owls got a group of that are very close. Grace Garrett leads the team with 39 serve aces, followed by Michael Ivey at 35. Freshman Helen Beach at 29, and Laura Nagel rounds out the top four with 26 on the season. Blocking, Michael Ivey leads the team with 32, followed by Morrison, and McGrew and Elvin both have 11. Diggs, the defensive specialist, Nagel leads with 208, followed by McGrew with 129, and McGrew also leads the team in assist with 537. That's good enough to be 10th in 3A. The teams meet at the middle, and we're getting ready to start. Owls will be in their blue uniforms with yellow numerals, and the Shamrocks will be in the black and white jerseys with the green numbers. And we'll get here start shortly. And the starting lineup for the Owls will have senior Clay Scarrett, freshman Annie Elvin, junior Michael Ivy, senior. Chloe McGrew, junior. Mia Morrison, and starting, and then senior Laura Nagel coming in as libero. For the Shamrocks, we have number 9, Hillary Muntle, number 7, Kelsey McAfee, number 10, JC Goodson, number 1, Bailey Hindler, number 4, Caroline Sinitsky, I'm correct. Claire Heineman will be the libero. Sinicki's back to serve, and we're off. And it starts off good for the Owls, but that's a serving error. Makes an easy point. And our ace leader, Chloe Garrett, will be back to serve for the Owls. Jugga. Back row attack off the block. Morrison's there. McGrew. Ivy puts it down into the net. Point for the Owls. They now lead 2-1. Garrett, short serve. Back row attack. And that goes long. That's another point for the Owls. Slide, Nagel's there, McGrew sets it up, Elvin sends it over, and that's a kill for the Owls. Now leading 4-0. Owls off to a quick start. Short serve by Garrett. Heineman with the attack. McGrew sends it over. And she touched the net. And give a side out to the Shamrocks. Owls leading 4-1. Bailey Midler back to serve. Some question about the lineup. Must have it all straightened out. Yes, we're ready to serve. Nagel handles the serve. McGrew. Morrison with the swing, and that goes long. Westfield now has 2 points to the Owls 4. Midler serves over, handled by Garrett. McGrew, Elvin with the swing. Off the block, point to the Owls. Andy Elvin back to serve. And the diving. Set into the net, that's a point to the Owls now lead 6-5. 6-2, my bad. Hyman dives for it, set over, and goes out of bounds. Point to the Owls. And with that, Westfield takes a timeout as the Owls lead 7-2. I want to thank our sponsors. We have Wendy Meyer with LuLaRoe, serving Central and Eastern Indiana, providing simply comfort and affordable clothing for all shapes and sizes of women. Where fashion meets comfort, find her at Wendy Meyer, LuLaRoe on Facebook. Doug Meyer with State Farm Insurance. Find him at 318 Parkview Drive. Contact Doug for all your auto, home, property, and life insurance needs. Find him at dougismyagent.com. And Gaddis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1717 North Wheeling. When you shop for a new or used You're shopping for quality and reliability with Gaddis. Owls will be coming out of the timeout with the serve. Alvin should be serving still. The Owls have opened up a 5-point lead, 7-2. Alvin serve. Outside check. That goes down. There's a kill for Westfield. Claire Heidemann at the serve. Short serve handled by Garrett. McGrew sets it up in quick set. Pushed over by Ivy, but it falls out of bounds. Owls still leading, 7-4. Heidemann back to serve. Short serve, Garrett, McGrew, Ivy, and a big dig from the Shamrocks. Swing from Morrison. Outside attack, sails long, point to the Owls. Gabrielle Norton enters the lineup for the Owls. Oh, ball's lost out of bounds under the bleachers. Basketball coach, Coach Anderson digs it out for us. Owls have doubled it up, 8-4. Ivy serve. Back row attack, dug up by Elvin. And Owls can't get it over, it was a point. Staniford enters the lineup. Ivy. McGrew sends it over. Tip down there. Garrett. McGrew runs it down. Back row check from Ivy. And that's into the net. Point. Staniford back to serve. Garrett. Norton bumps it up. And there's a big swing from Weber. That's another point. Shamrocks have climbed within one, 8-7. And that'll go along and give the service back to the Owls. Chloe McGrew will be at the service line. Owls leading 9-7. Short serve. Tipped over. Garrett. Roll shot. McGrew. Nagel bumps it up. Morrison sends it over. Big catch. Dug up by Nagel and it goes out of bounds.
Coming in to the Shamrock, number 10, JC Goodson.
Goodson enters the lineup for the Shamrocks. Weber will be back to serve. Ivy to McGrew. Morrison tipped up by Heidemann. And free ball sent over as they nearly lost it. McGrew. Morrison. And tipped out of bounds by the Owls. And that'll tie us up at 9 points apiece. Owls started off strong. Shamrocks have climbed back in it. Nagel to McGrew. Garrett sends it down the line. Heidemann tipped over. Nagel gives it down. Morrison sends a free ball over and a good hustle play. Big swing and tipped out of bounds. And Westfield takes the lead, 10-9. Weber continuing to serve. And service error ties us up at 10. Elvin returns to the lineup for the Owls. Mia Morrison will be back to serve.
Serving for the Owls, number 9, Mia Morrison.
Check. And net violation. Give the point to the Shamrocks. Daphne back to serve. Morrison sends a free ball over. Swing into the block. Tipped there with Elwood. Off the block. Morrison's there. McGrew. Elvin with the big swing. Back row attack by Daphne into the block. And the Owls put it down. And that'll tie us up at 11 points apiece. Nagel returns to the lineup. He'll be back to serve. Owls tied up at 11. Serve, and there's an ace for Nagel. Owls leading 12-11. Another short serve. Westfield there, tipped over. McGrew, Garrett sets it up to Elvin in the block. And the Shamrocks can't get it over. There's a point for the Owls. They now lead 13-11. Nagel with the long serve. Block, Nagel's there to cover. Garrett sends it back. Elvin sends it over. A big swing from the Shamrocks. And Owls can't get there in time. It's a point to the Shamrocks. And Owls leading 13-12. Sinicki back to serve.
Serving for the Shamrocks, number 4, Caroline.
Elvin, McGrew, Ivy, and it goes into the block. Swing, hang up by Morrison. And there's a kill from Ivy. That gives the Owls a lead, 14-12. Elise Garrett back to serve. And tipped out of bounds. Point to the Shamrocks as they now lead 14-13. Mendler back to serve. Garrett. McGrew sends it in. Garrett pushes it over. Right side attack. Puts to the defenders. And that'll tie us up at 14. Mendler continuing to serve. Nagel handles the serve. McGrew. Ivy into the block. And it lands in bounce. And with that, the Shamrocks take the lead, 15-14. And there's an ace for Westfield. And with that, Coach Dodge is going to take a timeout. As the Shamrocks lead the Owls 16-14. Want to thank Texas Roadhouse, legendary food, legendary service, all with lots of legendary fun. They have call-ahead seating at 765-282-7113. Find a little bit of Texas right here in Muncie. Prime Trust Financial Federal Credit Union, where your story matters, offering a variety of consumer and personal financial products and services. And Once Upon a Child's kid stuff with previous experience. Recycle your children's nearly new items and get paid on the spot. They're located in West McGalliard, Muncie, Indiana. And you can follow all of Burris Athletics on Twitter at Burris Athletics 1. And you can provide me with comments, questions, suggestions during the broadcast via Twitter at OwlsTV1. And as we return to action, Medler will be back to serve for Westfield. Owls trailing 14-16. Silver Sarah gives an easy point to the Owls. Alvin will be back to serve. Short serve. Off the block, Elvin there. McGrew. Ivy tips it over. Tipped over. Garrett's there to cover. Ivy with the swing down the line. Point. Owls now tie it up at 16 apiece. And the lift called on Westfield. Gives the Owls a lead, 17-16. Short serve. Outside attack. McGrew's there. Nagel gets it in. Morrison. McGrew. Ivy pushes it over. Inbounds. Point for the Owls. Now leading 18-16. Roadside attack, dug up by Nagel. Garrett sets it. Morrison into the block. Nagel's there to cover. Outside attack, and Elvin can't get there in time. And that gives a point to the Shamrocks. Owls leading 18-17. Hinman back to serve for Westfield. Elvin, McGrew, Morrison, and it'll be a free ball over it. And that goes out of bounds. Point to the Owls. Gabrielle Norton enters the lineup. Michael Ivy back to serve. There's the attack by Gaffney for the kill. Stanifer enters the lineup, but she'll be back to serve for the Shamrocks. Owls leading 19-18. Nagel handles the serve. McGrew. Morrison off the block. And kill for Mia Morrison. And congratulations to her. That's her 100th kill of the season. Attack into the block. Lands inbounds. Point for the Owls. They have a 3-point lead, 21-18. McGrew back to serve. And with that, Westfield's going to take a timeout. Want to thank Creek Run Environmental Engineering. They take pride in what they do with 24 years of service. Find them at creekrun.com. Mahdi Grill, serving authentic Egyptian grilled food. Good for lunch, dinner, coffee, or drinks. Stop in for groups, dine in, or take out. Find them at Mahdi Grill on Facebook or stop in at 2144 West White River Boulevard, Muncie. Central Indiana Orthopedics, specializing in joint replacement, physical medicine and rehabilitation, pediatric orthopedics, and sports medicine. They're located at 3600 West Bethel. And the Owls take the court. Chloe McGrew back to serve. Owls leading 21-18. McGrew, Hyman, tipped over. Owls can't dig it out of the net. And the serve goes back to Westfield. Owls leading 21-19.
Number 10.
Watson enters the line. Woodson enters lineup, and Detmore back to serve. And serving here gives easy point to the Owls. Now leading 22-19. Morrison back to serve. Long serve. Big swing, and Owls can't get there. I'll send it back to the Westfield side. Daphne back to serve. Morrison to McGrew. Garrett into the block. McGrew tipped, and Norton sends it over. Into the block, Garrett, and Owls can't get there. And that gives Shamrocks their 21st point, only trailing by 1. Ivy to Garrett. Back row attack by Ivy, bounces over the net, and there's a kill. Owls leading 23-21. Laura Nagel back to serve. And checking here on McAfee gives the point to the Owls. Nagel will be back to serve for set point as the Owls lead 24-21. Hyman. Big swing. Nagel's there to cover. McGrew. And missed time. And that'll send it back over. Montel enters the lineup. Sinicki back to serve. Short serve. Morrison. McGrew. Ivy times that one. And she gets the tail. Finish off the set. 25-22. We'll be back shortly at the start of the second set. Owls fans, as we get ready to start the second set, Owls took the first one. 25-22. Started out hot. Let Shamrocks climb back in and before finish them off. Want to congratulate Mia Morrison. She racked up her 100th kill on the season in that first set. Congratulations to her, and a shout out to Coach Morrison and the Eastern Kentucky staff watching us here tonight on the Cube. And we're going to have Ivy, Elvin, Garrett, Nagel, McGrew, and Morrison in the lineup. Owls will have first serve. Nagel will be back to serve. She finished off. Hyman. Morrison and McGrew's there. Elvin sends it over after it bounces off the rafters. Yeah. And into the net. Owls strike first. Leading 1-0. Off the block, Nagel covers. McGrew, Ivy for the kill. Leading 2-0. Short serve. Outside attack and to the outside corner. That gives the Shamrocks their first point.
Coming in for Westfield, number 2, Bailey Mendler.
Mendler will be back to serve. Garrett, McGrew, Ivy, off the block, out of bounds. Point to the Owls. They now lead 3-1.
Serving for the Owls, number 22,
Garrett back to serve. Short serve. Attack, dug up by Garrett. Sent forward by Morrison. Elvin sends it over the net. And point for the Owls. Now leading 4-1. And that one didn't make it over the net. Now it'll be a point for the Shamrocks. Owls still leading 4-2. Hidden back to serve. Garrett to McGrew. Ivy tips it over the block. Point to the Owls.
Serving for the Owls, number 1,
Elvin back to serve. Short serve. Tipped over. Garrett to McGrew. Morrison. And that didn't make it over the tape, so that's a point. For the Shamrocks, Owls leading 5-3. Staniford back to serve. Serve handled by Elvin. McGrew tips it over. And that's a quick point for the Owls. They now lead 6-3. Gabrielle Norton enters the lineup. Give a shout out to her family watching us in northern Indiana. Appreciate their viewership. Ivy with the serve. And Westfield set to nobody. And that makes a point for the Owls. They lead 7-3. Overpass, and Owls can't push it over. There's a point for the Shamrocks. Owls lead 7-4.
Coming in for Westfield, number 13, Ellie Azor, and number 10, Jason Gibson.
Detmore back in the lineup. Garrett to McGrew. Morrison with the outside, into the block. And Norton pushes over, but it goes out of bounds. Westfield trails 5-7. Detmore back to serve. Garrett, the overpass, and Shamrocks make them pay for that with an easy point. Detmore back to serve. Garrett, and another point, and now it'll tie us up at 7 points apiece. Freshman Helen Beach will enter the lineup for the Owls. Beach, and there's another point. And with that, the Shamrocks take the lead, 8-7. And with that, Coach Dodge wants to take a timeout. I want to thank Barry Winkle Frozen Yogurt. They are the best place for dessert in Muncie with over 14 flavors of frozen yogurt and more than 50 toppings. Barry Winkle can be found on South Tilton in Muncie. Moe's Southwest Grill, there is no I in team, but there is an I in burrito, offering delicious Mexican cuisine made fresh daily. located at 909 West McGalliard. And as we turn to the court, Owls are trailing 8-7. Detmore back to serve for the Shamrocks. Beach to McGrew. Morrison's going to send it over into the block. McGrew dives over and pushes it. Tip. Beach is there and pushed over by the Shamrocks. That's another point. They'll have a 2-point lead. Beach to McGrew. Back row attack by Ivy. Off the block. Point for the Owls. McGrew back to serve. There's an ace for McGrew. Owls tied it up at 9. And free ball sent over. Ivy to McGrew. Morrison pushes it down the line. Daphne with the swing, and Ivy digs it up. McGrew, back row attack from Ivy. Hinman's there. Tip over from Beach, sets it up. Morrison sends it over. And this time, and that'll be a lift by the Shamrocks. That'll give a point to the Owls. Now leading 10-9. And Rosie Bracken will enter the lineup for the Owls. Short serve. Sent right back over. Nagels there to McGrew. To Bracken. Tipped over. Bracken sends it right back. There's a swing, and it goes wide. Point to the Owls. Now leading 11-9. McGrew continuing to serve. Daphne with the swing down the line for the kill.
Westfield.
Owls leading 11-10.
Serving for the Shamrocks, number 11, Daphne.
Daphne back to serve. Nagel. McGrew and touching the net. And that's a point for the Shamrocks, now tied up at 11. Daphne serve. And the official calls it out. That's a point for the Owls.
Serving for the Owls, number 9, Leah Morrison.
Morrison back to serve. Owls leading 12-11. And there's a swing off the block. Morrison to McGrew. Back row attack by Ivy. And she throws it. Westfield attend defenders for an easy point. Morrison will continue serve. Owls leading 13-11. Outside attack down the line.
Coming into the Shamrocks, number 8, Anna Johnson.
Johnsy enters the lineup for.
Serving for the Shamrocks, number 4, Caroline Dominguez.
Medler's serve. It's a short serve. Elvin to McGrew. Back row attack from Ivy goes long. That'll tie us up at 13 points apiece. Elvin to McGrew. Back to Elvin into the block. And touching the line underneath the net. That'll be a point to the Shamrocks. They now lead 14-13. Ivy to Norton. Elvin. And Johnson with the attack and kill. Shamrocks now lead 15-13. Al's looking for a side out here. Mendler back to serve. There's a short serve, handled by Ivy. To McGrew. Elvin with the swing, and it goes long. And with that, Coach Dodge calls a timeout, see if he can regroup. Want to thank Rod Cross with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance for his sponsorship. When it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Stop knocking on wood. Contact Rod for all your auto, home, life, farm, and business needs. Find him at White River Boulevard or call him at 765-284-5541. Thank you to friend Diana Palmer with State Farm Insurance for their sponsorship, as well as Meeks Mortuary, serving all of Delaware County with sensitivity, compassion, and respect since 1844. And Savage's Ale House, serving Savage's signature sandwiches, burger, and beer. Find them at Facebook at Savage's Ale House or stop in at 127 North High Street. And Westfield will continue to serve. Mendel will be the server. They lead the Owls 16-13. There's a short serve, dug up by Ivy to McGrew. Back set to Bracken. She sends it down the line. Swing by Gosson into the block. And goes out of bounds off the Owls. Shamrocks have a 4-point lead. Ivy again to McGrew. Back to Ivy. And a free ball sent over. Morrison to McGrew. Elvin with the swing off the block. Point for the Owls. Nagel will be back to serve. As the Owls trail 14-17. Nagel serve. Attack. And tip out of bounds. That's a point to the Shamrocks. Now leading 18-14. Owls need to stop here. Mendler serve. McGrew, Ivy, tip. Oh, in the block. Owls reset. Ivy again pushes it over. Nagel's there. McGrew back sets and Shamrocks push it over, but they touch the net, and that gives a point to the Owls. Bracken to serve. Outside attack. And splits the defenders. That's a point to Westfield, leading 19-15. Heinman back to serve. Short serve, Ivy, McGrew, Elvin. And that finds the back corner, point to the Owls. Owls trailing 19-16. Short serve. Outside attack. And tipped off of bounds. That'll give the Shamrocks their 20th point. Standing for one in the lineup. Helen Beach will return for the Owls. Beach to McGrew. Morrison off the block. Reset. Daphne. Dug up by Elvin. McGrew. Pushed over by Beach. Into the block. On the block again. Elvin digs it up. Sends it over. But it goes out of bounds. That'll expand the Shamrock lead to 5. They lead 21-16. Beach to McGrew. Ivy with the attack, and that's good for a kill. Owls continuing the fight. Norton returns to the lineup. Ivy will be back to serve for the Owls. Heineman. Free ball from Heineman. Elvin to McGrew. Back row attack from Ivy, and that's out of bounds. And Detmore and Goodson into the lineup. Detmore back to serve. Beach to McGrew. Morrison into the block. She covers. McGrew sends it back to Ivy. Outside swing. Goes out of bounds. That's a point to the Owls. Owls need to make a run here. They're going to run out of points. McGrew to serve. Rosie Bracken back in the lineup. There's a tag, dug up by Nagel. McGrew, back row attack by Ivy. And bounces off the rafters, giving a point to the Owls. McGrew to serve again. Short serve. McGrew digs it up. Nagel sets it. And Owls can't get it over. That'll give Westfield their 23rd point. Daphne back to serve. And serve gives easy point to the Owls. That'll be their 20th. Morrison will be back to serve. Set. Outside attack. And missed time, and Goodson can't get it over. Owls trailing by 2, 23-21. Morrison to serve. Outside attack into the block. And tipped out of bounds. Point to the Owls. They trail by only 1, 23-22. And with that, Westfield takes a timeout. Want to thank O'Neill and Associates. With more than 15 years of dedicated personalized service gained from their unique individualized custom plan using an independent perspective. Call them at 765-896-9553 or find them at o'neillandassociates.com. Star Insurance, committed to serving the needs of our communities by helping people protect what matters most, both professionally and personally. They're located in downtown Muncie on 400 North High Street. I want to thank Wendy Meyer with LuLaRoe, where fashion meets comfort. LuLaRoe Wendy Meyer on Facebook. And we turn the action. Morrison will be back to serve for the Owls. Short serve. Tipped over. Out of bounds. Point to the Owls. And we're tied up at 23. Morrison continuing to serve. He's brought the Owls into a tie. Hoping to finish this in the second set. That's not what the Owls needed. A service error gives an easy point to Westfield. John Z enters the lines up. Sinicki back to serve. There's the serve. Elvin. Ivy. Gets over by Elvin. Ivy digs it up. And Owls can't get there. And that'll end the second set. As Westfield takes it 25-23. Joining us for the third set. Owls fans, as we get ready for our third set. Owls took the first one, 25-22. Dropped the next one, 23-25. So we're getting ready for the third set. Westfield will have first service. They'll have Stanifer, Goodson, Stanicki, McAfee, Daphne, and Weber. And Hinman will be coming in as the barrel. Owls will have Norton, Carmichael, Ivy, McGrew, and Beach. Had a mental lapse there. Couldn't remember the player's name. So. Sinicki back to serve. Starts off with an ace for the Shamrocks. They lead 1-0. So turn, and that'll make an easy point for the Owls. Katie Scott returns to enters the lineup first time tonight for the Owls. She'll be back to serve. And a good serve. Check. And it finds the back line. That's a point for the Shamrocks. They lead 2-1. Mendler back to serve. Beach, McGrew, Ivy on the slide, down the line for the kill. And Elvin enters the lineup for the Owls. Nagel back to serve as the Owls are tied up 2-2 with the Shamrocks. Serve. Attack. And caught by Nagel, which isn't good. That'll give a point to Westfield. I'll say Hinman back to serve as they lead 3-2. Beach to McGrew, Elvin, and that'll be good for a point for the Owls and tie us up at 3 points apiece. Morrison enters the lineup for the Owls. Ivy back to serve. Daphne with the swing. Oh, then tips it over. Tipped over. Scott's there. McGood sends it to the back corner. And it lands in bounce. Point for the Owls. Now leading 4-1. 4-3. Pardon me. 4-3. Might get to been 4-1. Ivy. And cross court. Goes into the net. Point to the Owls. Now leading 5-3. Ivy back to serve. And attack from Weber goes long. That's another point for the Owls. They now lead 6-3. And Shamrocks want to take a time to regroup. Give us an opportunity to thank some more of our sponsors. Doug Meyer with State Farm Insurance, 318 Parkview Drive in Newcastle. Being a good neighbor is more than being there when things go completely wrong. It's for all of life's moments. Contact Doug for all your auto, home, property, and life insurance needs. You can find him at DougIsMyAgent.com. Gaddis Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. The official sponsors of the Dodge Report. Post-game comments by Coach Dodge. Their friendly and highly knowledgeable staff is dedicated to your satisfaction. Find them at 1717 North Wheeling. As always, you can follow all of Burris Athletics on Twitter at Burris Athletics1. And follow me and provide comments and questions about the broadcast at Owls TV1 on Twitter. Owls leading 6-3. Junior Michael Ivy back to serve. Free ball sent over. Scott Elvin tips it over the block. And Shamrocks can't get there and gives the point to the Owls. Now leading 7-3. And with that, Redzlar comes in. Ivy. Outside attack from Weber. Ivy's there. McGrew. Elvin tips it. Oh, in the block. Nagel recovers, but goes out of bounds. And that'll be a side out for the Shamrocks. Stanford enters the lineup, and she'll be back to serve. Serve. Nagel to McGrew. Morrison sends it down the line. Morrison tips it over. Just at the net. Elvin's there to cover it. McGrew back to Elvin. Off the block. Out of bounds. Point to the Owls. They now lead 8-4. Gabrielle Norton enters the lineup for the Owls. Chloe McGrew back to serve. Set. Weber with the swing, and Owls can't get there to cover in time.
Coming in for Shamrocks, number 10, J.C. Vincent, and number 13, Ellery Horn.
Detmore back to serve. As the Owls lead 8-5. And that serve goes long. Gives the easy point to the Owls. Carmichael enters the lineup for the Owls. Danny Elvin back to serve. Serve and off the block. Carmichael to McGrew. Back row attack from Ivy. Off the block. In the middle of the court. That gives the Owls their 10th point. Leading by 10-5. Elvin serve. Just rolls over the net. Joust at the net with Carmichael. Free ball sent over. Ivy handles it to McGrew. Morrison with the swing. Bumped over by Gaffney, and that goes out of point. That's point for the Owls, now leading 11-5. Montel enters the lineup for the Shamrocks. Short serve again. Montel. Daphne with the big swing. Dug up by McGrew. Ivy sends it forward. Ends it over. Oh, it goes out of bounds. Nagel returning the lineup for Elvin. McAfee enters for the Shamrocks. Daphne back to serve. Handled by Nagel to McGrew. Carmichael. Back row attack from Ivy catches this one. I think Coach Dye's going to have to tell them they got to bump it up, not catch it. Morrison, Carmichael, Ivy. There's a swing. Set by Nagel. And missed time by Carmichael, and that's going to be a point for the Shamrocks. Now they've closed within 3. Cut the deficit in half. Al still leading 11-8. Nagel to McGrew. Ivy with the back row attack. There's a attack from the middle. Norton. And she goes off the block for the kill. Helen Beach enters the lineup for Morrison. She'll be back to serve. Back outside attack, handled by Beach. McGrew, Ivy pushes it over. And the Shamrocks got it down. Oh, bounced off the rafter. Point to the Owls. Sorry, that was out of my camera view. I couldn't see it. Beach to serve. And run down again. Free ball. Carmichael to McGrew. Ivy with the big swing. Tipped over. Norton to McGrew. Ivy. Oh! And that time Ditmore caught it. Again, we're having a little bit of problem. Everyone wants to catch the ball tonight. Owls leading 14-8. Justin Net, Carmichael sends it over to the... And there again. And off the block of Ivy and Norton for a point. Owls open up the biggest lead, 7, as they lead 15-8. Beach tipped over, and Owls weren't ready for that one, and that'll give a side out to the Shamrocks. Wiglars. That's Beach. McGrew, Ivy tips it over. That's a point for the Owls. Scott will return to the lineup for Norton. She'll be back to serve. Owls now lead back by 7, 16-9. And landed inbounds. That's an ace for Scott. And with that, Westfield takes a timeout.
Timeout, Westfield.
Want to thank Creek Run Environmental Engineering, taking pride in what we do with 24 years of service. CreekRun.com. Mahdi Grill, the best Egyptian food in Muncie, serving luncheon, dinner, coffee, and drinks. Good for groups, dine-in, or takeout. Find them at Mahdi Grill on Facebook or stop in at 2144 West White River Boulevard, Muncie. Meeks Mortuary, a family-owned and operated local business. Our staff is composed of your neighbors and friends. They serve the county with sensitivity, compassion, and respect since 1844. Fred and Diana Palmer with State Farm Insurance. I want to thank all our sponsors. Make sure you tell them you appreciate their sponsorship of Burris Athletics and Burris Volleyball. And please tell them you heard about it on theCUBE. Katie Scott back to serve. Long serve. Tipped over. Scott dives in and save it. McGrew. Nagel sends a free ball over. It's set into the block. Morrison Carmichael. And that one goes over the block. And Owls were into the net at the point for Westfield. Owls leading by 7, 17 to 10. Mendler back to serve. McGrew. Ivy with the swing, goes into the block. Shamrock reset. And into the net. Owls continuing the lead, 17-11. That outside swing from Weber has been deadly tonight. Scott, Nagel sends it up. Beach sends it over in a free ball. Tipped over, Nagel's there to cover to McGrew. Carmichael into the block. Shamrocks to cover. And a lift call. That's a point for the Owls. Elvin returns to the lineup. Nagel will be back to serve as the Owls lead 18-11. Serve. And point for the Owls. Nagel back to serve again. There's a short forward serve. Outside attack, and that lands inbound. That'll be tied out to Westfield. Owls continuing the lead, 19-12. Inman back to serve. There's a short serve. Elvin to McGrew. And pushed over by Ivy. And bounced around. Point to the Owls. That gives Morrison enters the lineup for Beach. Ivy will be back to serve. Right side attack into the block. Point to the Owls. Short serve. Joust at the net. That's a point for the Owls. They lead by 10, 22-12. Johnsy with the swing, and that finds the back line. That'll be a point for the Shamrocks. Owls leading by 8 or 9, 22-13. That's why I broadcast and don't do math for a living. Stanifer back to serve. Nagel, she sends it over. McGrew pumps it up, and miscommunication there by the Owls. Leads to an easy Westfield point. Owls leading 22-14. Tipped over by McGrew. Ivy to McGrew. Elvin with the big swing. Owls now lead 23-14. Gabrielle Norton enters the lineup. McGrew back to serve. Heidman. Weber with the outside attack. That has been deadly. That's been their bread and butter tonight. Owls lead by 8, 23-15.
Serving for the Shamrocks, number 13, Ellery.
Dedamore back to serve. There you go. McGrew punches it over. There's a swing. McGrew digs it up. Ivy sends it forward. Morrison sends it over, but that goes long. That's going to be a point to Shamrocks. They've closed within 7, 23-16. Morrison to McGrew. Elvin with the swing for the kill. And that'll send, and Carmichael enters the lineup, and that'll send Elvin back to the service line as she tries to finish off this third set. Serve, there's a short serve. Gaffney with the swing, and the Owls can't get there. Nagel returns for Elvin. Gaffney will be back to serve. Handled by Morrison. McGrew back to Morrison, and that went in the net. As a point to the Shamrocks. Owls leading 24-18, trying to look for that last elusive point. Ivy digs it up. McGrew back to Ivy, and she'll finish it off, and Owls take the third set, 25-18. Owls now lead 2-1 and join us for the fourth set here shortly. Welcome back, Owls fans, as we get ready to start the fourth set. Owls leading 2-1. And in for the Owls will be Michael Ivy, Daisha Carmichael, Khalees Garrett, Chloe McGrew, Andy Elvin, and Helen Beach. And Laura Nagel-Libero will be coming in shortly. In for the Shamrocks is Kinsey McPhee, Gracie Weber, Sarah Wegler, Anna Johnsey. Who am I missing? Claire Heineman. And I think that's it. Owls will be serving. Oh, also for Shamrocks is Hillary Montel. Serve will be freshman Helen Beach. Serve. Swing from Montel for a kill. Now, first point goes to the Shamrocks. Haley Mendel back to serve. Nagel to McGrew to Garrett. Tipped over. Carmichael, she sends it over. And net violation on the Owls. Gives the point to the Shamrocks, now leading 2-0. Mendel back to serve. Handled by Garrett. That's sent over. Outside attack by Weber for a kill. Again, that's been their bread and butter play. They needed a point. That's how they did it. They now lead 3-0. And that goes long. Point for the Owls. Garrett will be back to serve for the Owls as they trail 3-1 early in this fourth set. Service there on the Owls gives an easy point to the Shamrocks. They now lead 4-1. Claire Hinman back to serve. Carmichael, and that's a point. Hinman to serve again. Owls need to clean it up here in this fourth set. Short serve handled by Nagel to McGrew. A slide from Ivy. And net violation gives a point to the Owls. Annie Elvin enters the lineup. Nagel will be back to serve as they trail 2-5. And free ball set over by Weber to Garrett. And the slide from Ivy with the big swing. And there's the lift. That's a point for the Owls. As they continue to trail 3-5. Outside attack. Garrett. Elvin with the swing this time. Tipped over, but it goes out of bounds. That's a point to the Owls. Nagel to serve, but trailing by 1. Short serve. Weber, and the Owls are there with the block. Oh, and say it didn't go over the net. That's a tie us up at 5. Long serve. Point ace. Owls have now taken the lead, 6-5. Tack into the net, point to the Owls. They now lead 7-5. Be a 5-point run for the Owls after starting slow in this fourth set. Weber. And again. Another kill for Weber. When they needed to stop and need a point, that's what they did. Stanifer back to serve. Beach. McGrew tips it over. And that'll be good for a point for the Owls. Now leading 8-6. Mia Morrison enters the lineup. Michael Ivy back to serve. There's the attack, and it goes long. Point for the Owls. They've opened up a 3-point lead, 9-6. Ditmore enters the lineup for Weber. And this time by Shamrocks gives a point to the Burris. There's Ivy serve. Nagel digs it up to McGrew. Elvin with the swing, and that just lands out of bounds. That'll be a side out for Westfield. Owls leading 10-7. Medler into the lineup for the Shamrocks, and Katie Scott enters the lineup for the Owls. Detmore back to serve. Garrett to McGrew, back to Garrett. Daphne with the swing. Dug up by Scott. And Cat goes into that. That gives an easy point for Westfield. Owls continuing to lead 10-8. Shamrocks serving though. Short serve. That'll be an ace.
Point, Westfield.
Shamrocks have closed back within one. Garrett to McGrew. Morrison sends it over. There's a big swing, Nagel, and tips out of bounds. And that'll tie us up at 10 points apiece. Moore back to serve. Garrett to McGrew. Elvin with the swing off the block. Daphne with the swing in the block. Also recover. Nagel pushes it over. Block. McGrew. Garrett. Elvin with the swing. And that swing from Daphne goes long. Point to the Owls. They retake the lead, 11-10.
Serving for the Owls, number 4,
McGrew back to serve. Owls leading by 1. Get more from the other side. Pick up by McGrew. And Montel puts it down and ties the score. Daphne back to serve. Nagel handles it to McGrew. Morrison, and that's knocked out of bounds by the Owls. That gives the Westfield the lead, 12-11. Garrett to McGrew. Morrison, and that one goes long. Shamrocks have opened up a 2-point lead, 11-13. Daphne back to serve again. And that goes out of bounds into the bench. Carmichael enters the lineup. Alvin will be back to serve. Service there on the Owls. That gives the Shamrocks a 2-point lead, 14-12. Weglars back to serve. Nagel to McGrew. Garrett, and that finds the back corner point. Ivy returns to the lineup, as well as Helen Beach. She'll be back to serve. Owls trailing by 1, 13-14. Middle attack. Nagel runs it down. Garrett sends it over. Good hustle by the Owls. There's a swing, and it goes out of bounds. Point to the Owls. Now tied up at 14. Middle attack. McGrew's there. Garrett sends it in the... Carmichael sends it back over. Right side swing. Beach is there to dig it up. McGrew. And mistimed by the Owls. That'll give the lead back to Westfield. They now lead 15-14. Medler back to serve. Beach to McGrew. Carmichael. And a free ball sent over. Beach to McGrew to Ivy. And that's dug out by the Shamrocks. Beach again to McGrew. And Owls mistimed that again. And that'll be a 2-point lead, 16-14 for Westfield. Medler serve. Handled by Beach. McGrew. Garrett sends it over. Tipped over. Nagel's there to cover. To McGrew. Carmichael. And free ball sent over. Ivy sends it right back. Outside swing. By Weber. Of course. And that'll give a 3-point lead for the Shamrocks. They now lead 17-14. Want to thank Wendy Meyer with LuLaRoe, serving Central and Eastern Indiana, providing simply comfy and affordable clothing for all shapes and sizes of women. Where fashion meets comfort, find her at Wendy Meyer LuLaRoe on Facebook. Texas Roadhouse, legendary food, legendary service, all with lots of legendary fun. Call ahead seating at 765-282-7113. Enjoy a little bit of Texas right on West McGalliard. Rod Cross with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. When it comes to coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Stop knocking on wood. Call Rod at 765-284-5543. Owls trailing 17-14 in this fourth set. Bailey Mender back to serve. Beach to Ivy. Carmichael pushes it over. There's a swing into the block. Ivy pushes it over. Weber. Free ball sent over by Ivy. And tipped over by Weber for the kill. That'll bring up a 4-point lead for the Shamrocks. Mendler continuing to serve. Owls needing a side out here to stay in this set. That'll do it. Asking you shall retrieve. Owls trailing 18-15. Garrett back to serve. Weber. Seen it all night. That outside attack from Weber for the kill. Owls trailing 19-15. Hinman to serve. Rolled over, McGrew. Carmichael, Ivy. There's the attack. Garrett digs it up to McGrew. Carmichael into the block. Garrett's there. Ivy pushes it over. And that'll be good for an Owls play. Good heads up play by Mikel Ivy. Let's go to the point for the Owls. Nagel will be back to serve. Elvin returns to the lineup. Gaffney, Beach digs it up, and Owls can't get it out of the net. Stanifer back in the lineup for Shamrocks. She'll be back to serve as the Shamrocks lead 20-16 over the Owls. Garrett tipped over by McGrew and sent right back. Ivy sends it over. Free ball. Garrett to McGrew. Elvin with the swing. And it's going to be tipped out of bounds. Point to the Owls. Morrison enters the lineup for Beach. Ivy will be back to serve. Owls trailing by 3. Clipped the net and just rolls over. Pushed over by Daphne. Garrett's there. Ivy. And doesn't clear his tape. That'll give 21st point to Westfield. Leading by 4. Gettimore back to serve. Garrett to McGrew. Elvin with the right side. There's Elvin. Garrett back to Elvin into the block. And that falls on the Shamrock side of the net. That's a point to the Owls. They trail by 3. McGrew back to serve for the Owls. There's short serve. Sent over and Owls can't cover it. That gives a 22nd point. Owls are running out of time here. They definitely need to stop. Garrett, McGrew, Morrison, and there's good for a kill. Carmichael enters the lineup. Elvin will be back to serve. Short serve from Elvin. Outside attack. And that's another point. Gettimore back to serve. No. Wigglars. There's Morrison to McGrew. To Garrett. Off the block. And that'll be good for a point. Owls still trail by 3. Beach entering the lineup. Beach will be serving for the Owls. Free ball, no, one too many. That's a point for the Owls. Owls trailing by 2, 21-23. Long serve from Beach. Outside swing. Into the block. Point for the Owls. I think the Owls were ready for that, having seen that play. And with that, Westfield takes a timeout. Owls trailing by 1, 23-22. I want to thank Moe's Southwest Grill. There is no INT, but there is in burrito. Enjoy their delicious Mexican cuisine made from fresh ingredients. Find them at 909 West McGalliard. Central Indiana Orthopedics. Their world-class team of orthopedics experts is devoted to providing customized treatment plans focused on your needs and goals. Located at 3600 West Bethel. O'Neill & Associates. Gain from a unique, individualized custom plan using an independent perspective. Find them at o'neillandassociates.com or call them at 765-896-9553. And Beach will be back to serve. Just close enough. And an ace for Beach. That'll tie us up at 23 points apiece. It's down to a 2-point game. Beach to serve. Outside attack, into the block. McGrew sends it over. And that lands out of bounds. That gives 24 points to Westfield. Bailey Mendler back to serve for set point. Serve handled by Beach. McGrew. Ivy. And give her a hammer. Good. She nailed that to the hardwood. We're tied up at 24. That'll send Khalees Garrett to the line. Serve. Right side attack. And that finds it. Back corner. And gives the point to Westfield. They now lead 25-24. Claire Henman back to serve. So Garrett to McGrew. Ivy with the attack. Free ball set over. Ivy to McGrew. Back to Ivy. She puts it down. And we're tied at 25. Nagel will be back to serve. Elvin entered the lineup. Outside attack. Into the block. Westfield covers. Pushed over by Hyman. McGrew. Block. Out of bounds. Point to the Owls. And with that, Westfield's going to take a timeout. I want to thank Doug Meyer with State Farm Insurance. Contact Doug for all your auto, home, property, and life insurance needs. Find him at DougIsMyAgent.com. Creek Run Environmental Engineering, taking pride in what we do with 24 years of service. Find them at creekrun.com. Texas Roadhouse, legendary food, legendary service, all with lots of legendary fun. Call Head Seating at 765-282-7113. And stay tuned for after the match for the Dodge Report, sponsored by Gaddis Chrysler Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Nagel will be back to serve for the Owls. They lead 26-25. Take the match, winning 27-25, 3 sets to 1. I want to quickly thank all our sponsors: Wendy Meyer, Doug Meyer with State Farm Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Prime Trust Financial Credit Union, Once Upon a Child, Creek Run Environmental Engineering, Rod Cross Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Moe's Southwest Grill, Barry Winkle Frozen Yogurt, Central Indiana Orthopedics, Monty Grill, Star Insurance, O'Neill & Associates, Savage's Ale House, Meeks Mortuary, and friend Diana Palmer with State Farm Insurance. And stay tuned shortly as we talk to Coach Dodge for the Dodge Report, sponsored by Gaddis Chrysler Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. We'll be back in moments to talk to Coach Dodge. Coach Dodge for the Dodge Report, sponsored by Gaddis Chrysler Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Owls have a exciting victory tonight, 3 sets to 1 over Westfield. Tell us your thoughts about the game.
Well, we kind of knocked the monkey off our back a little bit there. We've not been really playing very smooth. It's kind of tight. It's kind of tonight we showed a lot more promise, a lot more leadership on the court. I thought those guys that needed to step up stepped up. Who over the weekend were still kind of unsure about themselves. So good wins.
Well, good. Weber seemed to give you some trouble with that outside. I couldn't keep track of how many kills she had from there. What did you tell the girls to finally figure out to kind of get her stopped there in the fourth set?
Well, service pressure, really. That's all it was. If she got a full look on and a full drive coming in, she was going to be dangerous. But, you know, we knew what she would do, get her own. We were trying to really shut down her bigs. And she got a couple of good swings, but that's okay. It's because we were keying in on other people. But she got some nice swings. But it was okay. We knew we were going to get them.
Okay. Well, now, tomorrow night we face Daleville, and a very efficient hitter there with Ingenito.
State?
Yeah, currently third in the nation.
Yep.
So, without asking too much, what's your game plan for her tomorrow night?
Well, this is no secret. We got to key in on Ingenito. If we can cut her hitting percentage in half, we'll be good. And so that's what we're looking to just give her some pitch. She's going to get a lot of kills. There's no question about it. But if we can cut down the quantity of kills that she gets, if we can cut down her efficiency a little bit, maybe get her some frustration. She's obviously not frustrated going into the year. They've played some very good teams, and so she's still swinging with a lot of confidence. So she doesn't get frustrated easily. If we can put a dent in some of those, attacks, then we'll be all right.
Well, thank you, Coach Dodd. Good win tonight, and thank you to Gaddis Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram for the sponsorship of the Official Dodge Report. Join us tomorrow night, JV, starting at 6 o'clock here at Ball Gym. And join us and watch us on theCUBE. Thank you for viewing.